Okay, good morning, students, Senate. We're going to call this meeting to order at 10:41. Amy is not here. Brett, would you be willing to thank you?
All right.
Okay, so with that, we will move on to roll call, and Brett will be taking roll call for us.
Okay. President Naomi Dossery.
Present.
Present. Director of Legislative Affairs Jacob Couch.
Present.
Present. Director of Finance Zach.
Present.
Present. Senator Stacy.
Present.
Present. Senator David.
Present.
Present. Senator Rachel.
Present.
Present. Senator Sasha.
Present.
There we go. Present. And K President / Representative Mark Shepard.
Present.
Present. Okay, so we have 8 of 14. Quorum has been met.
Okay, quorum has been met. Awesome. Thank you, Brett. Moving on to adoption of the agenda. I did not download the things on my iPad this time, so I don't have it to share screen, but you guys can look at it on the website and you can find it on Discord. I posted that there too. I think it's also on Instagram. I might not have done that this week. Oops. Yeah, so I'll give you guys not really a minute, but I'll give you a few moments to look at look over the agenda. Not too heavy today. Okay, if there are no objections, this agenda will be adopted. Hearing and seeing no objections, the agenda is adopted. Moving on to approval of the minutes. I also sent these out on Discord. So again, I don't have them on this device, but you guys could take a look at the minutes from last meeting. We got you, Mary Kay. Okay, yeah, so just take a moment to look that over. Hopefully you guys all have seen it now on Discord. It'll be posted later today if I get my act together in time. Okay, then if there are no objections, the minutes will be approved. The minutes from last week will be approved. Hearing and seeing no objections, the minutes are approved. Moving on to chair's message. Hi everyone, good morning for whatever week it is. I think we got like less than a month left of, oh, it's crazy. I can't even think about that right now. Yeah, probably, let's see, what are there are not any big chair message things I have today, except for our Pet Palooza event with Cade. The Cade Pet Palooza event is coming up April 29th, 4 o'clock. So again, try to spread the word. Let me know, and I can send you again copies of the flyers that we have drawn up, and just post it on social media. Just get the word out. We're looking for a good turnout for this event. Okay, and I really think that's all I have for chair's message. So moving on to advisor's message.
All right. Well, aloha, and it's been a week. As Naomi was giving their message, I forgot I was doing the minutes. So can you just bullet point the event time again so I can get it recorded? Thank you. So I don't have much either. The candidate forum was Tuesday. So we had, I believe, 10 candidates from ARC, if I did my math right. There were a couple that couldn't attend. And then we had our 2 student trustee candidates. There is some confusion on the ballot, and I'll give you a heads up. For the student trustee candidates, there was a 3rd person. They submitted the application. They had met all the requirements, prereqs, whatever you want to call it, but they did not attend so far any of the orientate or the candidate forms. And then they reached out to one advisor and said that they didn't think they were going to run, but they are on the ballot. So I'll just leave it at that. You may see a third name on the ballot. I'm not sure what district's going to do about that yet. So I'm not telling, I'll just leave it there. So there's that. Speaking of elections, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So please make sure you hop on e-services and vote. Y'all have been there, right? Most of you ran last year or the year before that. Yeah, we'll see how the vote goes across the district. I think a lot of advisors are nervous about how much folks will vote. I believe an email went out to you all, hopefully, with the voter guide and all the candidates. I hope that went out. So that's the election piece. The only other thing I have is, and I know we're going to talk about an agenda item with elections, so I'll leave it for that. But graduations, I mentioned last Friday, there is the drive-through grad on May 19th. There's also some cultural graduations being planned or promoted. I know there's one that has a date. I don't know about each affinity group or cultural grad and their times yet. If I find those out, I will definitely let you all know. But there is one, and Sasha mentioned it, I believe, last week, and I'll let Sasha later on discuss that a little more. And then other than that, it's been a trying week, I'm not gonna lie. For a lot of us, whether it's personally, professionally, academically, I think everyone's zoomed out again. I think it's just that time of the semester, even before pandemic times, and then you throw in a pandemic and being home and dealing with life. It's been a tough week. I'm fighting a major headache today. So some joy though, find it however you can. Naomi and Jacob, I don't know if giving a speech is joy, but I know you all are passionate about that. So at Model UN tonight, go kick some you-know-what and represent. I wish you all the best with that. And I'm gonna, as soon as this meeting's done, I'm actually hopping in the car and taking my daughter to see my grandma. I haven't seen her in a year and a half, and she doesn't know we're coming. So find the joy when you can. So with that, I'll hand it back over to Naomi. Thank you.
Yeah, so I know Emmy went with our opening session today, and then tomorrow is like 10 hours over Zoom. So it's gonna be interesting. And then Sunday we also have, okay, anyway, Jacob, I see your hand, but I'm going to, we're not gonna do any questions right now. We'll do that later. Okay, so we'll move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the Student Senate on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken, nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB Student Senate may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact the ASB Student Senate President for the item of discussion to be placed on a future agenda. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to make a comment at this time? Okay, hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to appointments and swearing in, of which we have none. So we'll move on to unfinished business, also of which we have none. So we'll move on to our first item under new business, which is the ASB Constitution Amendments Bill. We do not have a bill, and we are just going to put this in for a discussion right now. We're going to move into discussion, which normally we'd need a motion, but you know what? I'm skipping that. We don't have parliamentarians here. We're just gonna. Okay. Let's see. ASB Constitution Amendments Bill. Okay. Sadly, we have an announcement, and that is we cannot really continue with that this semester. Which is really sad, but the timing just didn't work out. We couldn't get it into the onto the election platform without voting on it in Student Senate before. And it just has been too late. We don't have any time to publish it with the town forum or any of that. We've publicized the stuff. So this is going to have to be something that the next Student Senate board picks up. Yeah, if anyone else
Sure.
wants to say anything about that, Jacob, go ahead.
It is something the next board has to pick up, but for anyone who is staying the next year, literally all you have to do is tell students about it and give it to, admin to put it through all the voting stuff. There's no editing. Literally nothing needs to be done besides saying, this is the document, we want to change it to this.
Yes, all the amendments that we'd read through the whole thing in our committee. So, and I believe our committee is still going to be trying to do the bylaws this semester, since those only require a student senate vote. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Yeah. Anyone else want to share anything about this, or share their feelings? I guess.
Sure.
Stacy, go ahead.
I just had a question. It sounds like time became limiting. Is there any more specific information available at this time?
Specific information about, I'm sorry.
Just how time became limiting and what exactly held us up from doing this semester?
Yeah, so the process for amending the Constitution, first it needs to be approved. The amendments need to be approved by the Student Senate, so voted on. I don't know, do they need to be going through CABE? It makes sense that they probably would need to go through CABE. No, okay, I guess they don't need to go through CABE. And then they need to be voted on by the student body in the elections. And then they need to be approved by the Board of Trustees. Brett has submitted our information for the voting platform yesterday. And since we hadn't approved the Constitution amendments in the Student Senate, we can't really have those in the inputted in the voting platform. And then the other part is for that voting, normally what has happened in the past, before my time, because I've never seen that, but it makes sense, is that since the students are voting on this, we'd want to publicize the information that is publicize the amendments to the Constitution so that students know what we're actually doing, what we're proposing here. So, and then also getting input from the students. So, the kind of town hall where students can share what they, would like to see different in the Constitution, or what they don't like about the proposed amendments, that kind of thing.
Thank you.
No worries, good question. Yeah, anyone else want to say anything else at this time? Okay, hearing and seeing none, it seems like we're gonna move on from this item, and that is our only item under new business. So this is gonna be a quick meeting, guys.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'll add some context. So one of the other kind of issues so Sac City last year had constitutional changes. And I was talking with Jacob about this, and what I still couldn't figure out was, so Sac City did line by line changes, and students had to vote on every line that was changed. So if you strike something, students had to vote on it. If you added something, students had to vote on it. Luckily for Sac City, their changes went through as they, had proposed. The other concern was, district is telling me that ARC has a 10% of the students enrolled have to vote on those changes. So if you assume ARC has 30,000 students right now, you would need 3,000 students to vote. Total, not 3,000 vote yes, just 3,000 total. I pushed back on that because I can't find that anywhere. I have read the Constitution up and down 20 times. Jacob is the expert on the Constitution. I don't know if you've ever seen that. But that's what district has been telling me, and other schools don't have that stipulation. So that was some of the other battles being fought on that. So I just wanted the board to know kind of the context for that. And then for next year, some of the things that we'll still need to resolve if next year's board wants to move forward with those changes.
Yeah, thank you, Brett. I know before the pandemic, Brett had a goal of getting, I think it was at least 1,000 students to vote. So as you heard, for a constitutional change, amendment, you need to have way more than 1,000, and we haven't gotten to even 1,000 yet. So there's another complication. And then the proposed changes, I know a student senate a few years before ours, they had created some changes, and I think, did they get it approved by the Board of Trustees, but it wasn't voted on? But yeah, so the constitution that we were looking at was already that partly amended one that was not voted on by the students and was not approved by the Board of Trustees. So that is, I just like didn't go the whole way. So yeah. Okay, any other comments, questions, concerns at this time? Okay, hearing and seeing none, we will move on to committee reports. This time it is reserved for members of, for committee chairs to update the board on pertinent committee information. Jacob, do you want to share what,
What I just put in chat?
yeah, get involved, get relief committee?
Oh, yeah. Get involved, get relief. It was just like, obviously you all were at the last meeting. You heard all the changes. Less than a month left with all those changes, nothing finalized. That's just not gonna happen. So scrapped it. Yeah. Tried to do a lot of stuff this year. About 3 of them happened. So that was fun. That was cool. I don't really have anything else. I think for next year, they're going to need a new rep on the Affordable Learning Materials Committee, which I used to chair. That one was pretty fun. If anyone's same for next year, they're a really good committee, and they seem to, really want student input. And I had a great time, and some of the people on there gave me, like recommendations for colleges and stuff. So it's a great way to get in touch with faculty and staff, and make those deeper connections that make you a little bit more of a unique student when applying to colleges. So someone do that.
Thanks, Jacob. Okay. With that, well, are there any other committee reports at this time? I don't think we have any other committees that are active, so we're going to move on from that and go into board member reports and announcements. I'm going to start. I'll say one, Brett mentioned some different graduations that are happening. I know the, what is it, API Rising event is May 11th. So you guys can sign up for that if you're interested. It's Asian Pacific Islander. That's what API stands. And I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. Yes, okay. This week we also had a Board of Trustees meeting and the Student Advisory Committee meeting where we were discussing the future of the work groups that some of you are involved in this year. They're kind of being changed around a little bit, and we are recommending for the next Student Advisory Committee to continue with them, but it is not in the Student Trustee Handbook, and it's not guaranteed that they will continue with it, but we have written some guidelines that might be helpful for them should they decide to continue with those work groups. And another thing that we were talking about was this Asian solidarity and anti-Asian violence statement. Still working on that. Be on the lookout. And then I know a few of you were there at the Board of Trustees meeting afterwards, where we had lots of public comments from ARC students and professors and alumni and all of these good people that were there discussing continuing the STEM Center at ARC. Okay, Any other board member reports or announcements?
Chair.
Okay, I saw Stacy first, then Sasha.
Thank you, Chair. So I wanted to bring up the issue of this because I know this is an important part of the transition to online. And something that I recently discovered was I am not actually enrolled in a home base. And so I reached out to the leader, the coach of the STEM home base team to find out how to enroll. And I was told that I am not allowed because in e-services, I am declared as a transfer to four-year institution because I have multi-major. I replied and asked, I don't think you mean to exclude interdisciplinary students by doing this. The response I received was that this complicated technological matter is in the discussion phase for resolution. And as a staff member who has managed a Canvas shell, I found this answer very disappointing because I happen to know that Canvas shells can be opened for self-enrollment. And I'm just really alarmed by this answer and response that I've received. So I wanted to alert the board. I've given this 4 weeks and I've been dismissed and ignored on this issue. Other than that, I just wanted to share a D&D poll for anyone who's interested in our get together. It looks like we'll be meeting between the 20th and 24th. I will share that in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. Sasha, go ahead, and then Mark.
So we had as Naomi mentioned, our the meeting with this board of trustees, and we had a lot of folks come out for the STEM Center. It was really powerful. We all had our say on what's going on. We want our center to continue because it really was like a cool hub for students, and even we had folks that were non-STEM majors like Naomi come through and support us. And I hope that the next generation of STEM students are gonna have that center still, because it was really important for my development, and I'm sure it's for different other students' development at ARC. But other than that, I want to say that the Lavender Graduation is happening May 7th. I mentioned it last meeting, I think, and yeah, it's happening May 7th from 5:30 to 7:30. If you can pre-register, I'll put that in the chat. If you can pre-register, try to get that done. I personally, I haven't registered yet because I'm waiting for college announcements to come through so I can put that all in. So if you're waiting like me, that's okay too. But try to sign up before May 5th. But yeah, that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Sasha. Okay, then Mary Kay. I thought I saw Mark's hand up, but I don't see it now. So Mary Kay, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, and just a reminder that the Art to Heart event is coming up on April 22nd, and all the supplies are free. We're with supplies including the canvas, the easel, the paint, and everything. So it's gonna be like a real fun. I'm gonna be the DJ, just taking music suggestions. So if you have a throwback and stuff like that, just come with your suggestions. The dates to register is April 21st because the pickup is on the 22nd. So just to give us time to know how many packages we're bringing. So date to register is April 21st. And I'll put the link again in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Sounds perfect. Okay, any other board member reports or announcements?
Sure.
Sasha, yeah.
One more thing I forgot to mention. Next week we're having our last QT BIPOC speaker series coming through. Kat Evasco, they're doing a comedy routine. It's gonna be really exciting, lighthearted, and fun. So if you want to come through, it's gonna be Tuesday, April 20th from 12 to 1. I put the flyer in the chat. But yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. Okay. I have another thing I posted. It's not a ARC event, but there's this what's it called? Lovelace Sack Hack thing going. So it's a hackathon for women and minority genders, and that is next weekend. And that's for if you have no experience with hacking, like myself, or coding, I guess coding. Okay, minimal experience, but it is welcome to you guys too. Okay, any other board member reports or announcements? If you ever think of anything, we still got our Discord channel, so you can always post stuff in there too. You learned all your coding from MySpace. I was a Scratch student. Those who know Scratch. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Any other board member reports or announcements? I don't see any. Okay. With that, we'll move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the Student Senate on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB Student Senate may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact the ASB Student Senate President for the item of discussion to be placed on a future agenda. Anyone here from the public who wishes to make a comment?
Chair.
Lori, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I don't know if I'll get this right, but Colm Fitzgerald from SSCCC had sent out an email about, I think it's AB 1216, the one about trustee votes. And so I'm wondering if Senate is going to support that. And also a while back, there was, I think it was a Black comedy event, and we were going to see if we could get the recording of that. Brett was looking into it, I think.
I think he's typing in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
For the AB thing, I'm not sure. We'll follow up with that. Thanks, Lori, for the public comment. Anyone else from the public who wishes to make a comment at this time?
Naomi, I forgot one thing.
Go ahead.
So campus, President Dixon and the admin team, I don't know if you all saw, they posted a video on their YouTube channel, basically a pledge about the communities that are being, targeted with hate speech, with violence. So I'm gonna put the video in the chat that President Dixon and the admin team filmed. They're asking staff and faculty to take a pledge. I don't know if students can take that pledge yet. I will find out for folks that want to, join that pledge. But, I just wanted to give the board, an update on that. And I forgot to write it down on my notes. So I'll post it here. Y'all can watch it at your leisure.
Okay, thank you, Brett. I believe also today is the deadline, the extended deadline for the for President Dixon's student design team. So if you were interested and you haven't done it yet, today's a deadline, so make sure you apply for that. Okay, I think you just send, I think Mark applied to it, and I think it's just sending an email to President Dixon.
Correct.
Correct. Okay, thank you, Mark. Okay, yeah. Anyone else from the public who wishes to make a comment at this time? Okay, hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to adjournment. If there are no objections, this meeting will be adjourned at 11:09 a.m. Hearing and seeing no objections, this meeting is adjourned.